Warwick, and this book can be found on Amazon.com or thriftbooks.com. And I'm going to share right now. Okay, this right here is Prince George, the Duke of Kent, and he was he was the second to youngest brother of uh, what you call it, the Duke of Windsor, King Edward the Eighth, and they had a very close relationship. They were the most like here's the picture right here. That right there is, and he was the best man to Prince George's wedding to Marina. So they had a very close relationship, and they just had so many similarities. He was very good looking, and he really wanted to serve the king, his father. I mean, here he is. Look at him. He wanted his duty to his as a Prince George, as the Duke of Kent. He wanted it to be meaningful. So, and you'll see that when you read this book, really wanted his work and his to serve a really good, meaningful purpose. I'm going to show you another, and this right here is Prince Edward, who became at a young, see, look, remember when the Queen had her Jubilee? Let's see if I can show you. See, this right here is Prince Edward. His father was Prince George. And he actually became at a young age the next Duke of Kent. And he's getting up in age, but I mean, he really actually he's so good. He is another good person. I think this is his son right here who'll become the next Duke of Kent after that. But he was really good, and he just wanted to serve the Queen Elizabeth, her cousin. He's younger than her, and all he wanted to do was just serve the king, the Queen Elizabeth, and he knew she couldn't do it alone. But I think, I really like the Kent family, and I've read another book about the Gloucester family, and they really are. They just represent, along with Princess Anne and the Gloucesters and Sophie and Edward. They represent what sisters and cousins do in supporting the main monarch. So I wanted to alert you to this this monarch. I wanted to alert you that I've got on my live playlist chapters 1 through 13. It's a short book. It's only 16 chapters. If you want to read it on your own and get it off of Amazon, you can do that. You can also purchase it at thriftbooks.com. And but it's such a good read, and it just reminds you of what the sisters of the monarch, or the sisters of the future monarch, brothers of the future monarch do. They're there to support their brother or sister who's the monarch. And I think with Marina and Prince George, they had that bond with the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. And he never really fully cut off his brother altogether. He still kept that bond. And Marina too. Marina's pretty neutral with regard to that. Not right after the abdication, but after they got through it, they still had a brotherly love for each other. So, but I'm just going to read you the summary and see if this piques your interest. for 8 brief years before he was tragically killed in a mysterious air crash during the Second World War. Prince George, the Duke of Kent, son of King George V and Queen Mary, and his beautiful wife, Princess Marina of Greece and Denmark. They were the British monarchy's, indeed high society's, most glamorous royal couple. And as a golden royal icons, they are still remembered. As a young man, ferociously addicted to drugs and sex with men as much as women, marriage and parenthood for the impetuously wayward Playboy prince, with his night-clubbing lifestyle and intimate liaisons, was seen as the only stabilizing influence. Enter the stylish and sophisticated Princess Marina, the cultured, artistic, and multilingual youngest daughter of Prince Nicholas of Greece and his Russian-born wife, Grand Duchess Yelena Vladimirovna. As Duke and Duchess of Kent, George and Marina were the crown's most glittering representatives, not least in the aftermath of the abdication of George's adored elder brother, the briefly reigned King Edward VIII, the man with whom he had not only shared both home and a high-flying lifestyle, but who helped cure him of his addiction to morphine and cocaine. On and off duty, the Duke and Duchess's life was full. After George's untimely death, Marina continued to do so during the 26 years of her widowhood. Revisited in his 1988 best-selling biography, George and Marina, the Duke and Duchess of Kent, Christopher Warwick, in this revised and partly rewritten study, tells their story anew. It's a good story. I mean, Marina did a lot, and this book outlines, the things that Marina did, and she really, she pitched in at hospitals. This is during World War II. They pitched in at hospitals. They wore their military uniform, Marina too, and all while having Edward, Alexandra, and little Michael, who was born during World War II, all while raising kids. And then after George's death, she had to raise them alone. But she had the family. She had not just the Windsor family. She had George V's family. She had Queen Mary. She had other family just sort of supporting her. And Edward spent time with Queen Elizabeth and Margaret and Alexandra. Alexandra and the Queen were really close. Margaret and Queen Elizabeth just adored Edward when he was born, and then, of course, their younger cousins. So it's a very close family. So, and then, of course, they've got a duty to do because they are, they do live in a very privileged life. So, but I will let this go, and let's hope that you're interested in reading the book. If not hearing it from me, you can purchase this on Amazon. So have a nice day. Thank you.